Good morning, welcome to another video and welcome to Snitterfield Reservoir. This is my second go on here this close season. I really enjoyed it last time. We had a lovely mixed bag, so I fancy doing that again, hopefully connecting with some of the crucians that it's famous for as well. That's the plan. Now, as you can probably see, it's fairly windy. You can probably see from the ripples, and it's going to get windier and windier and windier. Now, I did plan on fishing perhaps in the corner behind me over there. It's very roughly square shaped, this. It's not quite square shaped, but you take my point, there's four corners. I fancy fishing in that corner because the wind's going to be hacking over this way. However, there's four guys along that bank. And the only peg free is the one right in the corner. I'm not going to rock up 10 metres from someone else. So I didn't fancy the road or the dam end. So I've come round to the peg I fished last time, and I was actually going to fish the other side of it. However, that's the way the wind's coming from, so I'm basically hiding behind this bit of cover. Now, I did think, I could go somewhere and go on the ledger, one of the different swims where it's going to be a bit windy. But what I fancied doing was, as we found out this is quite deep, 12, 13 foot in here, what I fancied doing was fishing on the deck, keep the maggots going in, and perhaps get the fish up off the bottom. We could fish on the drop. That's my thinking. So yeah, I'm hiding behind this bit of cover. Today it's going to get very windy, I think. So that's the plan. I want to make the most of this really hot day. It's getting colder after today. It's supposed to be nearly 20 degrees, I think, today, somewhere around there. And then from next week or from tomorrow, it's going to be 15, 16. So I was thinking we'd perhaps get the fish up in the water. That's my thinking anyway. That's why I've come back. I've not been on the canals yet because they've been fairly pants from what I've been hearing from my friends. So we'll do that shortly. But it's going to be sunny all next week as well. So hopefully if the nights warm up, we'll warm the water up. Anyway, that's enough waffle. I have been out since you last saw me. I'll run you through exactly what happened or didn't happen shortly, but for now I think we'll get cracking. Well, I must admit, it's been a bit of a culture shock. Fishing with lots of other anglers around. If you watch the videos, I tend to be a bit of a solitary animal. But there you go, I'm getting used to it. Anyway, I'll run you through gear and baits. I've got some of my usual Senses 3000 gross cod on, mixed with some, not very well mixed at the moment, with some liquidised bread. I've got a few pints of red maggots. I've got a bit of corn, which I'm not really intending on using even. And what I've done is I've bought some micro pellets because this gets fished fairly regularly, and I think the fish are used to pellets in here, so I thought we'd give them a go as well. So that's the plan. Hook bait's really going to be maggots. I'm going to try and, as I say, get the fish up in the water. Gear-wise, I've got a rod which I've got to really fish the Waggler next year on the river, but it'll certainly come in useful in here, I think. It's a Daiwa Theory Specifloat 15 foot. Obviously nice and long, because we're going to have quite a long drop in here. We're fishing in, as I say, I think 12 foot of water, something like that. And it's got a bit of backbone as well, for if we connect with anything decent. There's some tension here, there's even some carp in here, but on the 2 pound bottom I think we'll struggle. And I'm going to go on a Drake 9BB Waggler, that fella, just because of the depth really. It's a nice steady flow, and I think it'll hold its own in this flow as well. Right, we'll get plumbed up and then we'll get cracking. Now, as usual, I'll stick everything that I'm using down in the description below, line, etc., as I normally do. I can't really remember exactly how deep it was. It does shelve off very quickly. Sort of rod length and a half out, we'll have, as I say, around about 12 foot in depth, I think. Let's find out, shall we? Right, let's see what we've got and where we've got it. I just want to fish somewhere there really, just level the end of that tree, but not too near to it. I'm not desperate to get right close to it. What I've done is I've already thrown a bit of liquidised bread in, just to kick-start the swim while I'm messing about. That's perfect. Right, I'll put a tiny bit of depth more on, so we're dragging a bit of line on the bottom, because with this wind I think we're going to need it just to hold out there. Or we could anchor it with a shot, of course. Now, I already had this rod set up, as you can see. I set it up to go yesterday to Jubilee Pools. I went back to Horseshoe Lake, where we went last week. See previous video. Thinking it would have warmed up a bit, because we struggled a bit the previous time we went. I got there and it was absolutely rammed. In fact, as I was getting stuff out of the car, I had one of the regulars to say to me, "Blimey, what's going on here? Is there a match on?" He put me on a swim, which was very nice of him, which I had a go on. And to be honest, it was patchy, to say the least. I went about an hour without a bite, and then I had a little roach. And then I struggled and struggled and struggled. Eventually had another little roach, and then a little flurry of half a dozen roach for about half an hour, and then just went completely dead again. Now another hour when I sort of caught, I think, a hybrid. Yeah, had a hybrid, and then that was it. It went really, really quiet again. So, yeah, went and had a chat with a few other people. Everyone pretty much was struggling. There was the odd carp coming out, the odd tench, but that was it. It was really hard going. So I will return, but I will return when it gets a bit warmer. It's very, very deep in there, and it's a lot of it's shaded, so it doesn't warm up like this. It's quite open, and I think this has warmed up a lot quicker than there. Hence, this is fishing a bit better, I think. Plus, this is much, much closer to home for me. Right, I'm going to change this hook out because I've got a big one on there. God, blimey, it is hacking, this wind. Hopefully it'll swing round a bit. My thinking is, if we can cope with this wind, cope as in, you know, be able to fish up in the water. Sun is going to warm the upper layers. The fish are going to want to come up in the water naturally anyway. If we can coax them up with a bit of feed, get them feeding shallow, I think that's why we want to be on the end of the wind. Albeit that it is a cold wind, it's an easterly. I've got my other rod if you want to fish shallow. Got my 10-footer. We'll use this for now. We'll see if we can get something going. If we need to, as I say, we'll anchor it out there if we need to. Oop, someone's caught something over there. That's a good sign. I say we did all right last time here, didn't we? So I'm fairly confident. We'll get a bit of a better bait down, and we'll keep these maggots going in. It's just been so funny. The weather's warmed up. We've had some warm days, but the nights have been so cold. This is the problem. It's only the last couple of nights that it's not been frosty. Sort of really, really warm in the day, really, really cold at night. All right, see, now that was on the drop. I think we were too far out. To be honest, we were too far out to get actually on the bottom there. What I've been doing is just overcasting a little bit and just letting the wind bring it in. There we go. That's a start, isn't it? A roach. Fab. Right. They're here. We'll get the keep net in, I think. There we go. And again, they're on these. They're on these maggots. Shallow, definitely. What's that? A little chub, I think. A little chub. I'm not leaving this maggot on the bottom for long. A couple of minutes at the most. And then recast. Get it through the water again. Let's try a bit further out. We won't be on the bottom there. Let's just, there you go, look. Definitely out there, shallow. I wonder if it's worth grabbing the other rod, fishing a bit further out, fishing 4 foot deep or something. Once it goes through that zone, look, it's not doing anything. It's like the fish are not down on the bottom. So I'm not surprised at with with the sun out, and I think as the day goes on, that'll only get more pronounced. I think what I'm going to do is get this other rod out. We'll break this other rod out. Have a go on the drop, see how we get on. I'll have another go with that in a minute. Well, maybe, depending how well we're doing on the drop. But that is, what we've got there, 2.5 foot, half a foot, yeah, 3 foot, yeah, we're 12 foot deep there with that rod. Right, 10 foot extendable float rod, Ninja float rod. You've seen this before, I'm sure, in previous videos. I bought this to use on the canal, really. I say it's only 10 foot long, so we can't certainly fish on the bottom with this in here. So I'm going to use this on the drop. I've got that set at about 5 foot, so we'll see if we get any bites at that. God, blimey, completely the wrong place. Oh. Right, the fact that we're missing these bites, I think we're too deep. I think we're miles too deep. We're going to come to, say, 3 foot. When we get to a depth that the fish won't come up to, we'll stop getting bites. At the moment, they're just impossible to hit. I think we're too deep. Let's try that. Blimey, yeah, we're probably 2.5 foot now. Be interested to see if we get any bites at that. Yep. There we go. What is it? It's the next question. Chub. Little chub. That's interesting. 2.5 foot up. Or down, I should say, from the surface. Well, probably not even 2.5 foot, more like 2 foot, to be honest. God, straight away. These fish are absolutely on the surface. Well, there's no maggots getting down. There we go. They look piranhas. This is better fish. Certainly pulling back. What's this? Look at that, 2 foot down. Roach. It's a nice roach, look at that, 2 foot down. Well, we wanted to fish on the drop. There you go. That's about that. Wonderful. I'm amazed just how shallow they are, but yeah, they clearly want to be up on the top. Wow, this is great fun. Right, we'll keep these maggots going in. We'll try. We'll periodically get down on the bottom as well. But we're going to catch some nice fish shallow like this. Very happy. Well, we've gone from getting hardly any bites to it being rather epic. This is crazy stuff. Well, at the moment, they're better at getting away with it than I am at catching them. Oh, well, blimey. What's this? It's pulling back. Blimey. Properly pulling back. Skimmer. Saw a flash of gold. Don't think it's a crucian. Is it a rudd or something? It's a roach. He's all wrapped up. Got him. Oh, cracking roach up in the water. Oh, we'll have a quick look at him. He's a cracker. How's about that? Right up in the water. Wonderful. I'm missing more bites than I'm hitting, but hitting enough to keep me happy. We'll keep playing with the depth till we get it absolutely sussed. Oh. It's about 6 seconds to get a bite. Generally. I reckon I'm hooking about 1 in 5 bites at the moment. There we go, I waited a bit that time. Just waited a second, let the float go under, waited a second, and then struck. Another chub. Right, chub and roach. Are we going to pull any other species up there? That's the question. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we get any crucians or tench up in the water. Thinking probably not, but you never know. Do you know what? I didn't get a bite that cast, and I thought, what's going on? I haven't had a bite. Maggots come off. So I'm going to shallow up even more. Sounds crazy because we are 2 foot-ish. We'll come a few inches shallower. I'm just missing too many bites. You can tell which bites you're going to connect with because it goes under much slower. You can swing him just about. Skimmer or a hybrid. God, they're all up on these maggots. Blimey. You're going to catch a cruy in a tench at 18 inches under the surface. So glad I decided not to ledger. I thought it'd be a wise move. What's this? This feels like the biggest fish of the day. God, look at the size of that. Is that a rudd? It's huge if it's a rudd, or is it a hybrid? I'm not sure. God. Is that a roach? Is that a roach? I think we've just caught PB roach. I think it's a roach. It looks like a roach to me. It is very roachy. Maybe a hybrid, perhaps. I'm not sure. What do we think? It's £1.12, whatever we think. Absolutely fantastic. Doesn't have the right colour to be a roach to me. It's a bit too bronzy. A cracking fish. God, blimey. It's blowing now. I'm still missing so many bites. Oh, it's mugged me and I still missed the bite. I've got to do something. It's just, I'm missing so many bites. It's ridiculous. we got this time? Look, a lucky dip. Try not to pull their heads off. No scrap. Blimey. Oh! I think that was a crucian. It certainly looked like one. I saw him down here. Ah! So I started to have to wait a little bit longer for a bite. So, I'm going to deepen off a little bit. The fact that I'm waiting longer just tells me these fish have just dropped down in the water a little bit. It's the impression I get anyway. And that worked. What we got this time? Another chub. Got some chub in here. I am very glad I am sat behind this bush. It's afforded me some amount of cover from the wind. Come on. The roach. Swing it just about. It's a bit brazen. Cracking roach. Having said about that roach earlier, these roach in here, they do have a bit of a tinge to them, don't they? A bit of a brown tinge. I'm used to river roach being sort of slate grey. Missing so many bites. I reckon I connect with about 1 in 5. Well, we're getting a bite every single cast within about 5 seconds, so it's not really a massive problem, but it'd be quite an unbelievable catch if you managed to connect with all of these. Oh, that wind's just eased off a bit. Please, just stay like this. I'll cope with this. Better fish. That's some lovely fish, I have to say. It's another roach, it's a nice one. I think it is. God, look at that. You can't complain at catching that. Or is it a rudd? Is it a rudd? It's a rudd. Oh, it's a rudd. Beautiful. Beautiful rudd. Look at that. Bar of gold in the sunshine. Still getting loads and loads of little rattly bites. To be honest, I've got to a point where I'm kind of leaving them. If it doesn't stay under the water, I'm not striking. It's just no point. I'm counting to sort of, once the float's gone under, I'm counting to sort of 2. And if it's still under, then I strike. If it's not, I don't bother. If I'm going to stay here though, I think I'm going to have to go back to the car and get my sun hat. Starting to get a bit of strength to that sun. See like that, that's gone under, and again, back up. Twice. And again, and back up. It's about to strike that one. Well, typically, I've got my sun hat, and I'm nearly out the sun. But never mind, we don't want to get sunburnt. It would be a bad move. I was just chatting to a couple of chaps, actually, who are viewers, watch the channel. A quick chat. We said hello this morning. They're saying it's been tricky. One's had 4 tench, the other one's had 2, but very, very sporadic. You sort of have a few bites in quite quick succession, and then that's it. So I think we're probably doing the right thing today to keep the bites coming. See if we can have a few more nice fish before we go. This if they're still here. I haven't fed these fish for 10, 15 minutes. Oh, they're still here. Now that's interesting. I had a bite and the float was tangled up by the float. Are these fish grabbing the shot? That would explain a lot. I wonder if they think it's hemp or pellets. That really would explain a lot. There's not a lot I can do about it. I've got to use shot. But that really would explain a lot, wouldn't it? That would explain all these unhittable bites. See, that was a nice slow sail away. I bet they are, you know. I never thought of that. They're grabbing the shot. Jub. Yeah, that was a bit telling. That I had a bite then and the maggot was tangled up by the float. Right, I wonder what we can do. Should we get all of them by the float except for a few tiny, tiny little droppers? That's perhaps an idea, isn't it? It's interesting if they are, because I've not fed any hemp today. I left it at home because we had pellets. But I've not fed pellets either for a very, very long time. Just got 3 number 8s down the line now. Right, let's see. Another nice roach. Middle of the top lip. Well, it certainly helped. We've missed 2 bites and then we've connected. Just sailed away beautifully. I think, excuse me, I think we've got this sorted now. I reckon that was the issue. They were grabbing the shot. I was going to lift that one. We shan't. Lovely, lovely stamp roach. Never even occurred to me that it might be grabbing the shot. If I had any hair, I'd have been pulling it out earlier with what was happening. We have definitely got this sussed. I'm hitting pretty much every bite now. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. I know what the problem was. I don't know why it was a problem. As I say, we've not fed hemp. Because I know you can have that trouble if you feed hemp. You think the shot are hemp. Right, back on with the cap. We're out of the sun. And it's not going to blow off like the sun has twice. Ooh, well, what's this? Something pulling back. Need to move this other rod really, it's right in the way. Oh, it's a nice roach, another nice roach. Really nice one. God, look at that. Fantastic. Look at him, that's another cracking roach. Look at that, proper handful. Wonderful. Certainly sussed it with each shot. I'm missing lots less bites. I'm still missing some, but I'm missing a lot less. I'm convinced that's what was happening. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, hello. What is this? Oh, it's off. Whoa, it's off. I'm going to be very careful here. We're on £2 bottom. Whatever it is off. Literally going. Doesn't feel mega heavy, but it feels mega lively. This must be a tench. It's got to be, hasn't it? I've done nothing but give line so far, pretty much. We've had a little bit back. Ooh. As long as he stays out in open water, we'll be okay. We're making a bit. Come on, fella. It is certainly one of the green ones. As suspected, look at that. 2 foot deep. Got him. We got him up in the water. We got the tench up in the water. As I say, I've had tench up in the water before. That's wonderful. Oh, he's a nice fish as well, actually. I didn't realise he was quite that big. Like a bar of soap, but there we go. Wonderful. That's cracking. Well, this has worked, hasn't it, today? Fantastic. I wasn't sure we were going to get when you're going to get them up in the water today. But there you go. We managed it. Suffice to say, I've dispensed with feeding anything apart from these red maggots now. We're fishing 2 foot deep. There's not a lot of point in putting pellets in, I don't think. It'll be settling on the bottom 12 foot down, or 10 foot down from where we're fishing. Put a right netful together today. If I'd have sussed out they was grabbing the the shot a bit earlier, we'd caught a lot more fish. I just looked down, looked back up, float's gone under. This looks a bit like a skimmer, I think. It is. First one of those today. God, there's all sorts of everything come up on these maggots. Got him. What a fantastic mixed bag we've had today. There we go. All those mad crazy bites I couldn't hit completely stopped since I've changed the shot in. Most bites I'm connecting with, except when I'm really late on it like that. Definitely going to come and have another go here in a week or two's time. Just suss out the weather. Perhaps come for an evening or something maybe. Now the clocks have gone, and perhaps do a few hours in the evening and concentrate, try and catch some tench and some crucians. It's gone much quieter on the drop, although I hope you can hear me okay. Oh, size 20 hook, can't get hold of it, there we go. Although as I say, I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that we're not getting loads and loads of false bites anymore. but it certainly have dried up. It's almost like the fish are sort of dropping down in the layers of water now that the sun's got off the water. It's sort of, it would be on the far side still, the sun, but it's gone in as well. There's a bit of cloud about. We're still getting the odd bite, as you see. Just had one then, but very rapid, hard to hit bites. There we go. We'll finish on a fish. And it'll be a nice roach, which is appropriate, I think, for today. Wonderful. We'll call it at that. Another nice roach. Fantastic. Right, we've had a pretty nice catch, I'd say, today. Have a look at them before we get them back. We'll have a quick look. How's about that lovely net full? That beautiful roach, possibly hybrid thing as well in there. It's a cracking fish. Go on, back you go. Absolutely fantastic. That's been wonderful. Thoroughly enjoyed that. It's been not very pleasant in the wind, and hopefully that doesn't spoil your enjoyment too much. I'll do what I can with the sound, but it's usually not too bad, but I'm sure we can sort it out if we've got some wind noise. But yeah, I think next time I'm going to try and get along this bank. As I say, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pegs along there. There was 4 blokes along there, so I wasn't going to jump in there and get myself in next to one of those people. It's just not the done thing, is it? You just don't do it. And I know this peg is reasonable, and I just wanted to be up this corner with the wind really. It certainly worked out. Although yeah, I do feel very windswept today. But we've caught some cracking fish. I certainly can't complain, and the method worked. What I wanted to do worked perfectly, so absolutely fantastic. Now I'm hoping to get out of canals before too long. I'm hoping for them to pick up a bit from what I've been hearing. Not fishing well at all, so we'll perhaps go and find out next week. We'll perhaps go and have a go for ourselves and see exactly what's going on. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your wonderful support. Thanks to those of you who supported me through buymeacoffee.com, and I'll see you again when it's a little bit less windy.